television's automotive magazine. With your host, John Davis.
Hello and welcome again to Motorweek 88. We're glad to have you with us. A great Greek philosopher once said, everything is relative. Well, he could have been a road tester because you evaluate a car's performance relative to the performance of cars in the same category. When we first tested the Alfa Romeo Milano, we were impressed with its performance relative to other cars. Well, evidently the folks at Alfa Romeo never studied philosophy because they've introduced another version of the Milano that performs even better than the first one we tested. So relatively speaking, how much better? Enough to make sports car buyers forget the Milano has 2 extra doors at the rear, and enough to make sports sedan buyers forget the Milano's, shall we say, unique rear-end styling. Before we get to the details, let's get the name straight. This is the Milano 3.0 as opposed to Milano Gold or Platinum. Last year the car was designated the Verde or Green, but the designation was dropped for marketing reasons. By any name, this is the high-performance Milano. And that high performance starts here with a 3-liter version of the Alfa's already potent overhead cam V6. Horsepower is 183 versus 154 for the 2.5-liter that powers other Milanos. Torque is rated at 181 pound-feet. The high-revving V6 makes the Milano 3.0 the best-sounding 4-door on the street today, and one of the faster ones. Despite a bit of shudder from the limited slip rear end on launch, our Milano zipped through the quarter mile in 15.9 seconds at 88 miles per hour and went from 0 to 60 in a brief 8 seconds. But there's more to being a 3.0 than going fast. This Milano also gets a different look, which includes a front-end spoiler, side skirts, and a tail spoiler that goes out of the beltline molding. Wheel arch flares are also part of the package. And if it's function that impresses you, 195/55 V-rated tires help to fill out those flares. And what's behind them gets the job done too. The Milano 3.0 has anti-lock brakes as standard, so it stops with the accuracy of a high-priced German sedan. From 55, our car's stopping distance averaged a very short 98 feet. And unlike some other cars with ABS, the Alfa has a firm, solid feel to the pedal. The ABS pulsation doesn't start until you're really pushing hard. Other 3.0 changes include a revised interior. We like them, but wish Alfa Romeo had gone a little further. Take the 3.0's front Recaro seats. They have high bolsters, good support, and the driver's side seat is heated. Adjustments, though, are sparse, and some drivers found the seats too narrow and hard. A tilt wheel is standard, but it still doesn't provide enough adjustment to eliminate the bus-like Italian quality. Other idiosyncrasies include a horseshoe parking brake that, when engaged, gets in the way of the armrest. A somewhat notchy but very accurate 5-speed shifter. An automatic is now available in the Gold and Platinum versions. And switches for the power windows that are located on an overhead console, not on the door or center console. Also, even though we like the optional sunroof, it takes up a lot of the headroom. While we're complaining, the heat controls and radio are located too far down the dash to be easily reached. Yet overall, we like the shape of the Alfa's dash, and it's handsome, and the instruments are complete and easy to read. Backseat passengers are treated to extra bolstering too. That and 3-point seatbelts for the outboard passengers almost make up for the lack of rear headroom. But lest we forget, the emphasis here is more on sport than sedan. So most Milano 3.0 drivers won't care that the trunk liftover is high, the opening small, and that an odd item or two may have to be left behind. Milano 3.0 drivers are more likely to care that the seats do a great job of holding them in when the road gets twisty, and that the Milano 3.0 itself hangs on to the turn. The steering, while a bit heavy and a little slow, is accurate and feels great. Body roll seems heavy at first, but the car never leans over as far as you think it's going to, so the handling has a very controlled and linear quality. Best of all, the Milano is spirited without being frightening. It won't kick its tail out unexpectedly. Despite the 3.0's outgoing nature, it was fairly quiet inside, measuring 67 decibels of noise at 55. As for mileage, EPA ratings are 18 city, 25 highway, we managed an excellent 24. Best of all, the Milano 3.0 is base priced at $21,650. That includes power steering and windows, air conditioning, power door locks, tilt steering wheel, and rear window defroster. Only the sunroof and cruise control are optional. In our safety check, the Milano 3.0 fails to have front passive restraints, but passes on all other counts. The Alfa's willing 3-liter engine and quick acceleration top our list of hits. We also liked its stable handling and excellent anti-lock brakes. Misses include awkward steering wheel to pedal driving positions, a lack of headroom with the optional sunroof, and a small and inconvenient trunk. For comparison, the Acura Legend is more expensive, has more comfort-oriented interior and accessories, but lacks the Alfa's engine performance and spirited nature. It's hard to compare an Alfa Romeo Milano to any other four-door sedan. It has a combination of qualities you just can't find in other sedans. And with the 3.0, those qualities just come in greater quantity. So for those who enjoy the pleasure of driving over the practicalities of mere transportation, the Alfa Romeo Milano 3.0 has just